All right, what is up, everybody? Today we have a special guest. We have Amberly from Hawaii, and she has been killing it working with us for the last couple months. And so, anybody, right? Like, I love to have clients on to come talk about success because so many people, right? And Amberly, you tell me this: did at any point did you feel like, oh, like this might never work for me, or hey, this is too good to be true? Like, do you know that? Like, did you ever feel that way?
Yes, definitely. In the
Okay,
beginning, it was more so not knowing if it would work, or
for
I've
sure.
did other programs and I wasn't successful. So having that idea in your head that this is not going to work,
For sure.
but I'm completely um, in disbelief because it is working.
For sure. And listen, we're still in this like kind of I still feel like we're in the beginning a little bit and you've been crushing it. So let's get into it, Amberly. So here's like the first thing that I do want to ask you because once again, you just mentioned that like you've done different programs, you've tried different things. So just based off of us working together for the last couple months, what would you say was the number one thing that kept you stuck? What was like the thing that you like just looking back with some hindsight 2020 vision? What was keeping you stuck before, in your opinion?
So in my opinion, I guess it was a lot of personal mindset barriers for me. Looking at the scale and thinking that the scale is what I should be following, or looking at certain types of food, thinking I shouldn't eat this or should I eat this. And it was just basically a lot of knowledge that I didn't have, um, that I do have now. And now it's like the mindset is a lot easier. I'm not looking at this fitness journey as it's hard now because I have more knowledge.
Yeah, dude, that's amazing. One of the things that really just like gives me the chills is like certain types of foods, right?
Mhm.
Before we all like a lot of us, myself included, had the mindset that certain foods made me gain weight. And it's really cool. I do think I've seen you grow a ton in terms of your relationship with food. So do you really like and answer honestly? And we haven't gone through all of our phases yet, but so far so much success. But do you still feel stuck? Like in terms of do you see a light at the end of the tunnel? Do you still feel like lost? Do you see the plan, right? Do you still feel stuck?
So I don't feel stuck at all. And it's because I know that if I want to eat a cheeseburger or if I want to eat pizza, I can do that. I will go put it in my tracker and put in that cheeseburger. And then I will tailor all the meals around that so that I can fit the cheeseburger into my tracker, or into my macro count for that day. And that was the one thing that was keeping me stuck because I thought I couldn't have this cheeseburger, so I can't go out with friends. But the mindset change of, yes, I can have this. I just have to plan. And so just having that one little mindset change, I am completely unstuck and I feel more inspired to follow the plan because I have more leniency with what I can do. And it's just kind of being in control of the times that you do eat the specific, I'd say, cheat meals.
Yeah, and you have a lot of friends. You love life. You love to live life, and that's something that I think has been like my favorite part of working with you has been seeing you go live your life and do fun things and having that mental now okay control of like okay now we're gonna see it we like if I go out right there might be a fluctuation or I might track around it but regardless we're not going to feel guilty. We're not going to feel bad. We're going to live our life and then we're going to keep following the plan. I think that's been awesome because, a lot of people think you have to stop going out, enjoying drinks, enjoying friends, and you have done it. I feel like just as much. I mean, yes,
Mhm.
I'm sure you're a little bit more conscious about, you know, too much, but you enjoy your life. And I think it's really cool that you have been able to find that balance, right? The harmony of like, okay, like now you'll tell me, okay, I went out, probably going to be a fluctuation. And you just understand like, hey, I didn't just gain 6 pounds, but there is a fluctuation because of the added calories from going out, right? Which is fine. You're not going to gain 10 pounds of fat in one day, right? So you are somebody who's really busy, right? In terms of, hanging out with friends, life, work. So do you still, with being busy, a lot of people, and even you, like, did you feel like it'd be really hard to actually take this journey on for life and still work your work life and friendships into this? Like, are you still able to be busy while focusing on tracking macros and reverse dieting?
Yes. It does take time out of your
Yeah.
day to track. But like Coach Nick said in the beginning, it literally takes 5 minutes out of your day. And the success rate of how you feel day to day, when you take that 5 minutes and you give it to yourself. Now, we live, we work, we do all these things, we have all this busy life, but we're giving all our energy to all the other people and all the things that we do with our life. And it's like you can take 5 minutes out of your day to give that energy to yourself. That's like that mindset change and
Yep.
um knowing that it's okay to travel, it's okay to be busy, but setting that time aside has made me so successful because I know that I'm going to do this for myself. And I can definitely see it as a lifestyle, whereas I get better at it. So I get better with the knowledge of food. I can look at portions and kind of guesstimate how much grams it's going to be. Or you just gain more knowledge in the sense of like knowing what types of foods to eat together, knowing what kind of fruits has more carbs. And
Yes.
so with tracking your macros, you're just building this knowledge skill set that you're going to take when you go out and eat that helps you be more conscious. So therefore, it's gonna you're gonna just gain this knowledge that you have for life that's gonna keep it consistent. Whether you're counting your actual macros, maybe in a year, maybe I stop counting, but I'll still have all this knowledge of the foods pairing it together from this program.
Yeah, dude. So really quick, that was amazing, and I'm actually gonna go like off script here, and like I genuinely want to ask you, Amberly, is like, have you did you track anything ever in your life before this?
No.
No, okay, because I was gonna ask, because some people still track their macros, but they still feel lost and still feel like the foods are bad. So I was gonna ask you if, like, what was the shift? And I do think that, like you said, the knowledge and the mindset of knowing, okay, one, right, you have taken time to really focus on yourself. There is a mental aspect of this of like, okay, like I'm important too. Like I'm gonna take time out of my day, but it does help when you see the proof of concept of like, okay, this isn't just like every other macro program who's just like one set of macros and then good luck. It's we have the process, exactly what to expect. Like, for example, today you texted me and you looked at the scale, just because we just increased your food to 2200 calories, right? And you're
Mhm.
like, okay, maybe this is time, maybe we're at that fat loss phase, true maintenance, which is so cool to me because you're like starting to trying to make decisions on your own, and you're seeing, so it's the education too of you being in control of your body and understanding your body as well, right? It's not just like, hey, like you're losing weight, great, like don't ask questions, don't do this. Like you are learning about yourself and what works for you. So it was really cool for me to get that text from you, even though we both have a bet going on that, we might, I don't know, I don't think you're at your maintenance, but we'll see. um but it was just really cool that that's like a huge win in my book as a coach, to see you make those decisions, right? Or at least start the thought process of it. It's just been really cool. So I okay, we all know about the scale, right? The scale is like, if we could get rid of anything in this world, it might be the scale. What was your relationship with the scale like before we worked together? And what is your relationship like now? But just take me through, like, kind of before, what was your relationship with the scale? Kind of what were your struggles there?
So it's that feeling of jumping on the scale and seeing a number and immediately feeling down about yourself or bad about yourself or regret the decisions, the food you ate. And that was always the relationship with the scale. It was never, yes, I love this number. It was always had that like negative self feeling.
Yeah.
And so doing the program now, every time I'm excited to jump on the scale in the morning because when I hit my macros, when I zero out my macros or come to plus or minus 7 for each macro, I jump on the scale and there's less, the number is less, either by ounces or by just a little bit, but it keeps trending down. And then so when I have a night out, and I'm not perfect, there's definitely been days that I've been so busy and overwhelmed, I didn't track nothing. And that's okay. And that's the main thing that Coach Nick has like instilled in my brain is like it's okay to have these days. It's like what you come back with. So if I jump on a scale on it and it raises, I'm like, okay, I know what I did. I didn't track and I ate way too many things and I don't know what it is because I didn't track. And the scale will reflect it. So it kind of just helps me be accountable for
Yeah.
sticking to my macros. It's not like there is no negative connotation on the scale anymore because I know it's not the scale. I'm still staying the same weight, dropping a little bit a day, but my body is transforming on how it looks. Like all the fat is turning into muscle. My clothes are fitting so much better. And although the scale is helping me, it's not, I have a way better relationship with the scale now. I will keep the scale in my bathroom.
Wait, you don't?
I do have it in the bathroom, but
Oh,
before I would want to throw it away, but
yeah, yeah,
now
yeah.
we're friends. We're friends
No, for
now.
sure. It's one of those things where you really just like we put our self-worth into the scale, and that's okay. But if we just don't understand it and don't understand your body, then it's literally just like we're really we're just frustrating ourselves. We're just like always going to be unhappy. And so it's really cool, right? Just to see how, even like with you, even when we first started, like just, I know that was something that, it's, the scale is scary, but it's really reflects, it just gives us a guiding light. It just guides you,
Mhm.
right? Okay. So
Yeah.
you jump up 3 pounds on the scale after a night out. You're like, okay, so I ate this. I probably overconsumed, which is fine. And it actually does help you understand what foods kind of bring you over too. So maybe next time you just have a little bit of less of this. And so, you just get that control back and you start to understand foods and yourself. So, I mean, dude, right now, we started at 208 and 191. Okay. So 208, 191, that's 17 pounds. And we started on the 24th of April to May to June, July. It's 3 months, dude. Right. And like, that's pretty freaking good we started your food at, let's go take a look. We started your food at 1,800 calories. So we've increased 400 calories. You're eating 2,200 calories, right? 18 pounds down. And that's just really freaking cool, dude. So, and listen, we haven't even done a fat loss phase. We are literally so close to making it there, right? Um, and I just, it's really cool. I appreciate you being on here, Amberly, just kind of taking us into your journey. We're not done yet, right? It's always a journey, and hopefully, so this is the last thing I want to ask you is anybody who's on the fence about hiring a coach, and not just any coach, obviously working with us, what would be your biggest tip for anybody who's watching this who might want to work with us, but they're on the fence?
Um, I would say the biggest tip is you don't want a nice coach because the nice coach is not really going to tell you the things you need to hear. I've done 2 other programs and my coaches were too nice to me. They're like, if I miss my macros, there was no really accountability for me. And that's the difference between Coach Nick because he is completely straightforward to the point. And that's what you need to hear. And it doesn't hurt your feelings. It's just if you want to take this journey, no matter if you see the results that you want in the end, what you will gain is knowledge. And the knowledge will is the key thing to helping you be successful at any type of eating, any type of workouts, and any type of mindset. So I would say do it. Why not? If you're gonna invest all the money into all the other things in life, why not invest the money in yourself and have somebody that is there on your side to help you through this journey? Because it is hard. It's very hard, but it's so worth it. and once you start seeing these results, it's like you just transform into a new person and a new woman. And being busy and a career and having family and having and traveling, those are just part of life. But if you can take this time out of your busy schedule for yourself, then you will see very successful results and you'll be so happy.
That was amazing. That was awesome. Thank you so much. Listen, I like there here's my opinion, and I just want to, like, you can tell me if I'm wrong and people could be judge me or not, but the reason why I think coaches, like a lot of coaches, are so nice or they don't give that accountability is because sometimes they don't know what they're doing. And that's why I think that not all coaches are created equals, because like I come in here and like, and this is where the straight to the point is, right? Because there's always the assistance, there's always like the emotional like support, all that. Like you said, I'm not like a hey you suck type of like accountability. Like it's all really good, but to the point in terms of like, listen, I basically will like there guarantees I throw around. I've been throwing them around a lot more. This works if you like just if you do it, it works. It's just one of those things. So it's like, okay, let's work on how we can make changes and improve. And if you can't, that's okay. Like, let's figure it out, but it's going to work, So it's easier to be straightforward when you know that, like, dude, and even for if you were to coach somebody, right? And this is just like, going on a little tangent here, but you would understand because you'd be like, listen, give me 5 gold bar days, right? A week, and you're going to be successful.
Mhm.
And what would happen if one of your best friends, right, is like, hey, Amberly, like I've seen you've killed it. Like, can you help me? And you like help them, right? And then they're only consistent 2 days a week. Like, it's easy to say, hey, I promise you that if you get consistent 5 days, 5 gold bar days, and it's not like you don't need to be perfect. You still can go out and enjoy yourself. Like we've all talked about this whole call, but you'd be like, okay, you give me that consistency, you're gonna win. And then obviously those
Mhm.
challenges with our day to day, right? Like let's not get it twisted. There's been challenges, right? Like just like life sometimes.
Mhm.
And to have just like, okay, it's okay to go through life, right? It's okay to go through that. There's experience with that. Like, what's the next steps though to work through that? And you yourself, Emily, like you had like a season where you were just in a really like high end, like it was a season of life, right? And so we talked through it, and you're here now, right? You had success even like before that, and then you had a season, and we worked through it together, and then you're just back on it. So seasons are normal, lifing is normal, and just having that protocol, the knowledge, and the support, accountability. It's hard to not win when you have a program like ours. And once again, I'm not a cocky guy. Like, it's just I'm really confident in our program and our people. So I appreciate you so much for all the kind words, and just for all the hard work you put in, and also the ability to live your damn life, because you have to do that. So I appreciate you being here, dude. And we're not done yet. So we're gonna keep going.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for having
All
me.
right, of course. Thank you so much. See you, dude.